So you're a small business and you want to tap into social media. So how do you do it? Let's ask Sean Stanley, the small business editor at the Globe and Mail.
Sure. So if you're a small or medium-sized business and you're just getting started on social media, there's 5 key things to remember. First of all, you should get to know the company that you're working for. So talk to as many people who are working there as possible, whether it's a sole proprietor or it's a company with 20 employees. Get the insider information. Know who it is that you're working for and know everything that you possibly can about what they do, so that will inform everything that you do on social media, and you'll sound like as much of an expert as anybody who works there. You also want to stay on message, secondly. The key to really building an audience is being human and being frequent, but also being consistent. So you want to make sure that everything that you do and say on social media makes sense within the context of the company that you're working for. You want to sound like an insider. You want people to feel like they are connecting with somebody who is intimately involved in the business. And by frequency, you want to post at least 3 or 4 times a day so that people get a sense that there's somebody out there that is not overdoing it, but is doing it enough to keep you basically engaged. And you also want to make sure that you don't sound like an Autobot. Don't do a bunch of auto posts. Try to post sounding like you or sounding like a person. Bring that personal touch to whatever it is that you're doing. Third, you want to choose the right network or networks. So if your company is heavy on visuals and design, maybe YouTube and Pinterest would be the way to go. If you have a bunch of information that you can disseminate in short bursts, then take a look at Twitter. If you feel like you need to be a little bit more involved in your content, you may want to look at something like Facebook or Tumblr. And then, rather than trying to do everything and be everything to everyone, choose 1 or 2 networks that you think are best suited to the information you're trying to convey and go with those first and build audiences there first before you start expanding your networks. Fourth, you want to reach out to influencers. So who are the people in the space that you're working in, whether it be retail or manufacturing or whatever else it is that you're doing or that the company is doing, and figure out who the thought leaders are in that space and reach out to them directly. Say, hey, so-and-so, we're working on this, that, or the other thing. How do we get you involved and how do we get you interested? And really try to bring them into the community and try to build a conversation with them, as many of them as you can possibly find. That'll help you build an audience. And lastly, you want to respond to people in a timely manner. So what happens with a social network? Well, people want to get social. They want to talk to you and they want to hear back from you. So don't, take a day, 2 days, 3 days, or a week to respond to people. If somebody has a question for you or says something that's related to your company or has done some sort of a shout out to you, make sure you get back to them quickly and get back to them in a public way so it looks to the outside world like you're facilitating a conversation.